Hey there, Shay here, and today's video is a really exciting one because I'm going to be walking you through my exact, with some minor tweaks, pricing and services guide that I use in my actual grant writing business. So if you are a grant writer looking for a cool way to showcase to potential clients your services, the transformation you provide for them, a way to make it easy for them to want to reach out to you for that discovery call or inquiry call, then yeah, this is going to be an exciting one. So let's jump into it. All right, so let's dive right in. This is a tweaked version of my actual services and pricing guide for my business. I clearly do this on Canva. That is my design platform of choice, but you can do this really on whatever you like. You can simply make a Google Doc. You can do this on PowerPoint, whatever you want to do. Canva is free. They have a free version, so you can sign up, and all you would do is in the search bar type in, services guide, pricing guide, marketing one pager, something like that, and you'll be able to see lots of templates that you can use and edit to fit your brand colors, your brand fonts, whatever it is, and it's just so much fun. This particular template I did purchase from Etsy, which is another option you can do. Etsy or any other website that sells templates, just again type in services guide and you'll see a whole host of things that you can do. So all right, let's just get right to it. Oh, also let me just add, my services guide is a little extra. I think it is 15 pages. That is ridiculous, I know. You do not have to have a 15-page, even a 5-page, you don't even need that. You can literally condense probably all of this on one well-designed, one-pager document, maybe two. But if you are someone like me where you want to really, you want something more comprehensive, something more fleshed out, then I at least wanted to give you the full version. And if you don't like it, just take little bits and pieces, fine. But if you want something like this, I wanted to show you the whole thing. All right, let's jump right in. This is the title page. You want your brand colors, the name of your grant writing business. I edited out a couple things here. I wanted to take out real client logos and real information, but you'll get the gist. Have your website, have the date of when you put this together, just so you remember, if I look back on this in March of next year and see, oh, I haven't updated my prices in a while, or maybe I no longer offer this one particular service, whatever have you, you'll know to change it. All right, so that's the title page. Next, I like to go right into my mission, or this would be a good place to put your tangible transformation sentence. We've talked about that in a couple of our other videos, but this was my actual mission for my company. I changed the name, but yeah, you see who I'm serving, nonprofit organizations, and really what the problem that they're having and how I solve that problem. So for me, I was talking to nonprofits who, there's no time in the day, which is probably all of them, right? There's not enough time, not enough funding. And when that's the case, their mission stalls. So now what, right? So me at Unicorn Grant Consulting, I would partner with them so they can find the best grants, write competitive proposals, so they can what? Fund their mission, serve their community, get back to the work they love, which is what they want to do, right? 99% of nonprofits, I feel like this is what they want to do. And the problem is there's just not enough. They need extra hands, and that's where I came in. So whatever it is for you, whatever that problem is, and however you get them from point A, whatever the frustration is, to point B, right? When they're happy, when they're satisfied, when they no longer have to deal with that problem, put that here, okay? Jump right into the mission. You do not need a table of contents. Again, this is extra, but if you want it, like, look how nice that is, right? So, moving on from the table of contents. Next, I like to jump into a little bit about me, or if you have a team of people, you can put them all here. Add a little bit of, what I do, whatever experience. If you've secured over a certain amount of grant funding for your clients, you can throw that in here. I removed my real client logos, but if you want to do this with permission, but if your clients allow you to use their logo in your marketing collateral, definitely throw it in here. It really adds to the trust factor, and it helps to build your credibility as a business owner by showing potential clients, some of the clients that you've actually have helped and served. So with permission, this would be a really good place to put that. And then a photo of yourself, because we're humans, right? We're real people. People work with people. So don't hide behind a logo. Don't hide behind too many stock photos. I have a lot of stock photos in here, but at least there's, one picture of an actual person. Trust me, it really does go a long way, right? Don't hide behind your logo. Get out front, okay? All right, so next I like to jump into more about the problem that I solve, or why they should hire me in the first place. So, having a grant consultant on your team can, and then I go into just a few of the things that can happen if they were to hire me, right? So I can save them time and money. I can increase their competitiveness in the grant market, all right? I become a trusted partner. Whatever it is for you, put that here and explain a little bit more, and you can add paragraphs or design it however you want, but just explain a little bit more about why hiring you is in their best interest, okay? And I like to do that before jumping into the services. I think this really shows that you put some thought into this, and that you really are here to help. You're not starting with, hey, I'm a grant writer and here's all my services for this much money. Let's go into what they're really feeling first. Let's tap into some of those emotions. Let's tap into some of their aspirational goals. And then we can talk about the services and the pricing. It's more human in my view. All right, so now we're moving on to the services. This was my core service. It was called Grow with Grants, and it was a 4-step framework to find and win grants. So why choose this service? Out of all my services, why choose this one? I guide them through the whole process, have confidence in their proposals, get back to the work they love. A lot of the same reasons that I mentioned above. It's okay to repeat things. I wanted to have information here that they really need to know up front. So, for example, let's say, they really felt like they needed the service, but their budget was really low. What would end up happening is you would spend a lot of time, and time is money. Time is expensive. You don't get that back, right? So I'm letting people know up front, this is what the service costs. If it's out of your budget, then we're just not aligned at this point in time, okay? I want them to know up front, don't waste time on discovery calls or engaging in all this back and forth and intense conversation, thinking that you're going to move forward with someone, and then once they hear your price, you just wasted a lot of time. So let people know up front, this particular service was a retainer for a minimum of X number of months. They need to know that. It's not a one-time thing. If they can't afford a retainer service, there's no point. You get what I'm saying. I know I'm going on and on, but it's just so important to me to lay things out. I'm going through the process, or I'm going through what all this service entails and just a little bit about it. So they have a clear picture. If they get the service, they know what happens next. They're not left wondering or guessing, or scared to reach out to you to see what happens next. They're going to know everything ahead of time. All right, that's the core service. And I like to start with my core service. Next, we're going into another service. This is the funding strategy. So again, you get the idea, explain a little bit about what it is, what's included, how it can help them get to point A to point B, information that they need to know, the price, the starting price. Saying starting price is very important too, because a lot of the things that we do as grant writers, it really does depend on the complexity of the grant, the complexity of the program, excuse me, the program or project that they're working on. So just a little tip, starting at, because it can always go up. How long it takes, any optional add-ons to the service. For the funding strategy, I found it helpful to show a little sample of what it could look like, because sometimes you can explain some of these things to a potential client and they'll understand what you're saying, but it would just really help them if they could see a little bit of what the actual deliverable looks like. So I just include a little blurred out little snippet. It's a lot more than this, obviously, but it does help them to visualize. Okay. All right. So moving on to however many services you have, anything that's, I think, really high ticket or just, a little bit more expensive, I think it's good to have its own page. And then a lot of the smaller services that you provide, if you provide those, you can just have on its, group those together on a page. So like here, I can do some graphic design, or I can write a press release. These are relatively cheaper services, faster services, have them all listed here. I do many other things. I didn't want to have a whole list here, so I'm just saying, if there's something here you don't see, let's have a chat about it, and I'll give you a quote. Okay. All right. Moving on to my process. This to me was very important too, because again, it's all about setting expectation and ensuring a good client or customer experience. That's very important to me. So I like to let everything be known up front. So here I have how the payment process works with me. I require 50% up front to secure the spot and start the work, and then the remaining amount is due before the final deliverable. And I only accept credit card payments. They need to know that up front. As well as some additional tools that I use in my business. So if they get an email or they get some kind of notification from HoneyBook, they're not going to be shocked at, well, what is this? It's me. They know up front it's me. I also like to go through the process of what initiating with me looks like. So I have them complete a questionnaire, an inquiry questionnaire, and it's basically how I pre-qualify potential clients. So I'll have on my questionnaire all the things that I need to know in order to determine whether this is an ideal client for me and if I can actually help them. If not, I can refer them to someone else. But if, reading through the questionnaire, I find that this is a fit, I can help them, I have the experience here, then from there, and I would explain all of this where I have brief description, explain your process here. And then from there, we move on to a virtual discovery call. They get the link to book. After we have the discovery call, if everything goes well, we were really, feeling each other. As Meredith says, what is it? It's if it's not a hell yes, it's a no. So if I'm on a discovery call with a client and it's a hell yes, I want to work with this organization, then from there I send them a customized proposal, and then they sign and then we get started. So, but they are aware up front of what that process looks like. No surprises, setting expectations. Next, I like to go to testimonials. This is very, very important. If you have them, you definitely want to add them. And we do this for credibility and trust. The trust is super important. A lot of times you're talking to clients and if they say they can't afford you, sometimes they really can't. That's a reality. But a lot of times it's not that they can't afford you necessarily, it's that they don't quite trust you enough yet to justify the price. They're not quite seeing the the value of the service, they're not seeing that the value of the service exceeds the price. So to help with that, and again, like you're not going to have them trust you 100% just from a simple marketing one page, right? A lot of that is going to happen through the discovery call process and real life human to human connection. However, this can help get them from, 50% to 70%, right? And any little bit helps. So add your testimonials here. I like to not use someone's full name, like one of my clients' full name, but at least some kind of an indication of where they worked or what, so it seems real. I don't know if you've ever been on someone's website or seen their collateral where it'll have a testimonial and it'll just say, like the person's name is so vague, and you kind of wonder, like, is this a real testimonial? Like, or did you just say this yourself, right? I personally just like to add a little more information, not enough to where they would know exactly who it is. I don't know, maybe that's just a personal thing. Take it or leave it. All right, so moving on from the testimonials. All right, so this may be a little bit out of order, and maybe I should take this one out. This is a frequently asked questions page. You do not need this, but I find it very, very helpful. Sometimes you'll notice, if you've been in business for more than a week, you'll notice that potential clients will ask a lot of the same exact questions over and over again. So what I like to do is, for those types of questions, I throw them on a frequently asked questions doc, so that hopefully, if that was really all they needed to get them over the edge to book the call with me or to fill out the inquiry form, then hopefully, this helps. A lot of times they don't read it, let's be honest, but it's good to have, some do. It answers their questions, and yeah. All right. So figure out whatever questions you are asked all the time and throw it in here. All right. So little quote. And lastly, this page is very important. And actually I might want to make a couple changes here too. But so have a way for them to contact you. I like to throw my hours on here just so they can see, if it's like Friday at 4 and you're emailing me, understand I'm not available, right? So I want them to know that up front. I learned the hard way that, I have to keep my client boundaries. If I want my sanity, if I want my time, right? If I want time flexibility, which is why I went into entrepreneurship in the first place. I came from a crazy corporate environment where I'm working all the time and it just stressed me out. So I don't want to do that anymore. So I let them know ahead of time, these are my hours, that's it. So the really important part about this page that I wanted to bring to your attention was a hyperlink, right? So book your discovery call. And so when I said in the beginning that I might want to make some changes, I might want to put this on more pages. I probably shouldn't leave this at the very end because I want to make it very easy for people to reach out and work with me. So it's a hyperlink, and you'll click on it and it'll go to my inquiry questionnaire. So they're reading through my document, they're getting excited. Yes, I really want that funding strategy. I really want the Grow with Grants, retainer framework. Let's go. I read the testimonials. I'm seeing the transformation. I see, let's go. What I don't want them to do at that point is then have to go back to my website and then find the contact form there and then do all these extra steps, right? Don't do that. Make it super easy to work with you. Hyperlink your inquiry, or however it is to work with you, hyperlink that and put it in more than one place. I probably should put this on the funding strategy page, the Grow with Grants page, and maybe one more. I want it in multiple spots, and I want to make it big, bold, underline, you know, contact me here. Here it is, here it is, here it is, right? And that's it. 15 pages. That's ridiculous. I know, but what can I say? I like this. I think it, I think it looks good. I think it's professional. I think it really sets the tone. It gives the potential client an idea. If my services guide is as comprehensive, then, you know, oh, I wonder what the grant writing is like. I wonder what that funding, the full funding strategy, what does that look like? I wonder what it's really like to work with this person. So yeah, that's just me. But again, you do not have to do all this. You can condense this or take out a lot of this and just put it all in 1 or 2 pages. So I hope that this was helpful for you. I hope it inspired you and sparked some ideas on how you can present your grant writing business and your services and the transformation you provide, how you can, you know, put that forward to the world so that potential clients can get a taste of all that you have to offer. So if you like this video, you found it helpful, inspiring, we would love for you to give us a like somewhere down here. Subscribe to the Learn Grant Writing channel for all things grant writing, how to start a freelance grant writing business, all of that good stuff. It's all here. And then if you could also click that notification bell, maybe it's over here, so that you can be notified when our next video drops. So this was really fun. I hope you enjoyed. And yeah, we will see you in the next video. Thanks so much for watching.